What's up, everybody? For those of you new to this channel, we are Lions fans. It's true, but we love the NFL, so we started this channel, Sports Talk Extra, talking about teams that the national media doesn't always talk about, but also we just love football, and we want to talk about it. So don't get me wrong, there's going to be a lot more Commanders content coming on this as long as people keep watching the videos, so hit that like button, leave a comment, let us know what you think. Two questions for you. This off season, and then we'll get into what we're talking about, which is the Commanders' best signing of this offseason and best value for it. We're going to get in there, and the defensive coordinator, clearly, Joe Witt, agrees with me. But let me know, who do you think was the best player the Commanders signed in the offseason? Who do you think it is? And then we'll even throw a little something else in there. Who was the best draft pick that the Commanders had? Because I have a couple that I absolutely love. So anyways, without wasting any more of your time, let's talk about the player that I want to talk about for the majority of this video. And Joe Witt Jr. was very excited about it as well, and that is linebacker Frankie Luvu. All right, he is just flat out a good player. And he's one of those guys who you can get at a bargain because he wasn't drafted. And I know this sounds silly when you have a guy who has proven years in the NFL as a proven commodity in the NFL, and you still don't have to overpay for him because he wasn't drafted in the first round, right? Or the second round. In fact, he was an undrafted free agent. So we look at this guy, and first let's hear what Witt had to say about him, and then let's talk kind of about what I have to say about him as well, and then we'll go into how he fits on this defense. So first, I'll let this play out, and you can hear about it for yourself.
Luvu?
Yeah.
Oh man, everything. What's not to like about him? He is the heartbeat of what competitive, hard-nosed defensive football is about. You know, and the only, I remember he said, "Coach, just tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it." And he goes as hard as he can. I love that. I mean, he's a fun guy to be around, fun guy to coach.
All right, so that's what he had to say. Like, he is competitive. He's hard-nosed. This is what defensive football is about. That's what you want on your defense. But then when you bring a guy in, and let's take a look at his contract here. All right, he comes in and he signs a 3-year, $31 million contract. Now, this is put out in a way that I actually really, really enjoy it. The cap hit this year is just $3.9 million, and then you have another $11 million over the next 2 years. Then you have a couple of void years. I'm not a fan of void years, but the cap hit is never crazy. So he basically went out and signed a contract for less money than, let's say, another linebacker, a guy like Azeez El-Shaair, who signed a 3-year, I think it was $37 million contract. You have all this big money that's going out to players, and Frankie Luvu ends up getting a contract that is, quite frankly, good for what he can do. Because when you ask the question, what can Frankie Luvu do? The answer is everything. So if he can do everything, why, number one, is he only making $10 million in a year? And two, why wasn't he drafted? All right, to figure out why he wasn't drafted, let's go all the way back to when he was coming out in 2018. All right, we're going to look at two things. First is his relative athletic score. If you watch this channel for any amount of time, you will know that I love talking about RAS just as kind of a high-end marker. It doesn't talk about the floor, but it absolutely tells you a couple of different things. He did not test that well. As a linebacker, he did not test that well. He's not that big. He's not overly fast. He's not overly explosive, but he has good agility, and he's pretty darn strong. So when you look at that, combined with what his scouting report was coming out, overview, he's a stand-up edge defender at Washington State. That's not what he plays anymore, by the way. But may lack size and length teams are willing to take on considering his pedestrian athletic traits. He doesn't play much with much hesitation, so his football speed may be a little better than how he tested at his pro day. If you need someone to annihilate the mesh point of a zone read play, he is definitely your guy. He's unlikely to get drafted, but his toughness and consistency give him an outside shot of making it. Well, not only has he made it, but he has been really good. He wasn't drafted, all right? He was a free agent, an undrafted free agent. The New York Jets picked him up. And he is a guy who played almost 450 snaps his rookie year as an undrafted free agent. And he put up a respectable PFF score of a 60, all right? That's impressive. He didn't play that much over the next 2 years for the Giants, and then he signed at Carolina. His first year there, didn't get a ton of snaps, but the 250 snaps he got, he was a remarkable 84.8 PFF grade, and then he got almost 1,000 snaps each of the last 2 years, so he's playing almost all the time, right? And for a team that was kind of a disaster, let's be honest, with the coaching and all that stuff last year, he put together a defensive grade of 80, all right, with a coverage grade of 67, a pass rush grade of 90, a run defense grade of 74. He can do everything. And that is why you have defensive coordinators like Witt saying, I love this guy. And you, as a Washington Commanders fan, are going to love this guy. This is our first video on the Commanders. I'm just going to say it. We cover other teams on this channel. We started with a really broad base of teams, and then over the last 4 or 5 months or so, we've shrunk it down to just a couple teams, and now we want to expand that out again. And we just think there's so much excitement around Washington. I think what they did in the draft was unbelievable. I think Jaden Daniels was the obvious choice at number 2, which is great. Jerzon Newton has an extreme upside in your second round. Mikey Sainris still. Look at, there's Harbaugh right there. We live in Michigan. Michigan fan over here. I'm telling you, you're getting a dog in Mike Sainris still. He is really, really good. And then a couple of, I think, sleepers in there. I think Ben Sinnott is going to be a phenomenal tight end. I think that Luke McCaffrey at pick 100 is going to be fantastic. I already hear you're working him out of the slot. We're going to do more talk about him. And then even Javonte Jean-Baptiste. In the 7th round, you don't find much, but there could be something there. But here's what I love most about Frankie Luvu for your team. All right? You, in recent year or two, have lost your 2 great edge rushers. Okay, that's fine. And by great, I mean Chase Young was hopefully great, but never panned out. By the way, he hasn't panned out for San Francisco in the year that he played there either. So, or the back half of last year. So you're good. All right. Sweat. Yeah, he's very good. He was very, very good. But Frankie Luvu can help with some of that. He is going to be a weak side linebacker. That's mostly what he plays. But he can play middle. He can stand up on the edge. If you want him to blitz, he's very good at that, and he's been very comfortable at it. So he is a guy that if you need him to, can absolutely add a little bit of that pass rush that you might need. All right, you're going to get it from the center with Allen and Payne. But if you need more of that off the edge, he can help you with that. So hope you're enjoying the content. Let me know who's your favorite draft pick. Let me know who is your favorite free agent this year, and we'll be here talking about good things that we're hearing out of minicamp, training camp, or OTAs and all that kind of stuff, and we'll be here through the summer too. So make sure if you like the video, you hit that subscribe button for more Commanders content. The more people like and subscribe to the video, honestly, I promise I'm not pitching a like and subscribe. We're just trying to figure out what teams we're going to report on consistently going forward. I have a lot of hope in Washington. If you do too, let us know. All right, thanks for watching. See ya.